The adopted son of the wealthiest family in town acted like the whole world revolved around him. He treated the family's real son like nothing more than hired help. Every morning, the real son had to carry his backpack, and anytime the adopted son was in a bad mood, he'd use him as his personal punching bag. The reason he dared to act so arrogant was simple: everyone in the family spoiled him and turned a blind eye. But one day, things finally changed. For the first time ever, the mother bought a pile of gifts for her real son. She didn't even hand them over personally, she told the maid to give them to him when he came home. Unfortunately, the adopted son spotted the gifts first. Without caring about the maid's protests, he barged in, snatched everything, and carried the boxes straight to his own room. Not only that, he shoved the real son onto the desk and sneered in front of everyone, "You're nothing but a piece of trash. You don't deserve any of this." He had no clue that the mother who had always sided with him would actually call the cops this time. She demanded he return every single gift immediately. For the boy who had always gotten his way, this was unthinkable. But what he didn't know was that his mother wasn't the same person anymore. She had been reborn. In her previous life, the adopted son had set up the real son, framing him for theft. The mother believed the lie and thought her own child was a shameless repeat offender. Blinded by disappointment, she kicked her son out of the house and stripped him of everything, even the right to inherit the family's business empire. She handed all of it to the adopted son instead. But the moment he got it all, he turned against her. He locked her away in a mental hospital and left her to die there alone. It was only on her deathbed that she finally realized she had loved the wrong child. By then, it was far too late. She swore with her last breath that if she ever had another chance, she would cherish her real son and never repeat the same mistake. The next moment, she opened her eyes, and to her shock, she was back on the very day she was about to sign the inheritance papers over to the adopted son. When he approached her with his usual fake smile and flattery, all she felt was pure disgust. Deep inside, she had already made up her mind. The company would belong to her real son. The father, noticing the tension, quickly tried to smooth things over. He urged the adopted son to head to school. But instead of leaving quietly, the boy hurled his backpack at the real son in anger. The mother nearly exploded with rage right then and there. Still, she stopped herself. She couldn't give away her plans so soon. She decided she would wait until the banquet the next day to completely crush him in front of everyone. Feeling guilty for how poorly she had treated her real son in her past life, she rushed out before the banquet and bought armfuls of gifts for him. She wanted him to shine and be recognized. She instructed the maid to hand them over as soon as her son came back. Meanwhile, she hurried to the company office to rewrite the inheritance documents and make sure her real son would be the rightful heir. The adopted son had no idea any of this was happening. When he saw the gifts, he arrogantly snatched them all for himself again. When the maid tried to stop him, he didn't hesitate to shove her aside. Then, as if that wasn't enough, he mocked the real son again, saying he didn't deserve a single thing. The mother was furious when she heard. Without a second thought, she called the police and warned him coldly, "If you don't return those gifts right now, I won't hesitate to let you spend a few nights in jail." For once, the spoiled boy was caught off guard. He threw his game console to the ground in anger and stormed out of the house. But the mother felt no sympathy this time. In fact, she immediately sent people to follow him. She wanted to see what kind of person he really was when he thought no one was watching.